So this is for all you sports fans out there. On December 16th, 2001, the Cleveland Browns were fighting for a playoff spot. They were 6-6. They were playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who were out of playoff contention. They were playing spoiler. They lost on an extremely controversial call, and they were playing in Cleveland, and the fans decided to take their glass bottles and assault the referees with them. 2 days later, the New York Giants declared that they were changing their bottle policy, that you can only have plastic cups and plastic bottles with the caps off. I believe that would be so that the liquid inside it wouldn't freeze, so they couldn't throw them. And this was the policy from now on. Why did they do that? For safety. Every single stadium has a policy regarding alcohol, regarding what you can bring in, regarding bags. I know when I went into Mets games a couple of times over the years, you can only have a small plastic bag, no pointed sticks, no wooden sticks, no, nothing that could at all be considered a weapon, much less guns. And that was for a reason. There were mask policies in place. That was for a reason. Businesses, these are businesses. These teams, the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, and the MLB, they are businesses that have not only the right, but the responsibility to protect their patrons. Now, with the Bruin decision, the Supreme Court is questioning whether or not these businesses can exercise those rights. And what Kathy Hochul basically said is, not in New York. We are New Yorkers. We fight back. We fight for what's right. And she has put in a policy, or she has written into law. It's going into the assembly now. I think it has to go through the assembly process. So tell me, with all the talk about rights, why don't the businesses have the right to set their own policy in regards to safety measures and procedures? This doesn't just pertain to the businesses. It also pertains to the sports stadiums. It also pertains to the businesses in Manhattan or any other business. Why doesn't any business have a right to tell you, no, I'm sorry, you can't carry a weapon in here? There's no shoes, no shirt, no service. Why no concealed carry? Why no open carry? And by the way, people are wondering, I checked. There are ways to conceal carry in the summer. There's special waistbands and all sorts of things. I don't know how secure those things are. I don't. What happens if they fall out? What happens if there's a Placido Burress situation and the thing falls down in leg, shoots himself or somebody else? Deb had a situation in a supermarket where there was somebody ahead of her.
In Virginia.
The
guy had a gun in his back pocket of his corduroy pants, and he was taking stuff out of his cot, and it fell out. And I said, you know what? I'm fucking out of here. And I left my wagon, and I left. I went to another store. I'm not dealing with that shit. You think I felt safe watching that gun bob up and down in his pocket? I didn't. By the way, Kathy Hochul's bill is already passed and signed into law.
Oh, it is?
It is indeed.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
I just looked it up. I thought it was. I read that on Friday.
The last I heard was it still had to go through the assembly, but it was pretty much a foregone conclusion. Right. So it's in. It's in. Now, there are a couple of things that I want to mention. There's a sticking point where she says that unless businesses put a sign up that say that guns are allowed, that they're not allowed. The Supreme Court might hear a case on that.
Right.
So is the Supreme Court going to pay those people to put a sign up? All of that stuff costs money. You have a right to say, no, I'm sorry, you can't bring that in here. You're telling me that a jeweler has to allow someone with a concealed carry permit to walk inside the door when they don't know who they are?
Right.
Or a bank, or a 24-hour convenience store. You want your conveniences. You want your concerts. You want your sports events. You want all of these things, but you also want to be able to carry a gun in there. But why? They were not, especially with most sports stadiums, at least in New York. I don't know about other stadiums. I know there have been incidents. There have been fights and things of that nature. And I did see at the Rangers game, someone got knocked out. Imagine a gun there. Imagine what would have happened during in 2004 with the Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons, Malice in the Palace. Imagine if there were guns there.
Right.
Imagine Bottlegate, guns.
Right.
You think that would have been the solution? It wouldn't be. We're going to be continuing to look at this, but please just consider what is going on. And if you don't like it one way or the other, get involved and let your legislators know. Thank you. I've thanked a couple of legislators, actually. Personally, whose rights are being infringed? The gun owners or the businesses that are going to have to allow these people to come in?
Or
sports stadiums.
Or the people who attend the sporting events and have a right to walk out alive and uninjured. What about their rights?
Exactly.
Okay. Just so we can say that we have our Second Amendment rights. You know what? Spare me all of that. Okay. Seriously.
And the last thing I want to say is, if you have the right to carry it, when is the Supreme Court going to finally say, if you have the right to carry it and the right to carry it out in public, you have the right to use it? That's the next way we go on. This is much worse. You're saying it's a Wild Wild West? It's much worse than the Wild Wild West. Right. It's getting bad. So that's what I got.
All right. I hear you, and I agree with you. I don't care what anyone else says. And we're shutting this puppy down. By the way, I'm going to put this up tonight. I'm going to let you know right now in this stream that tomorrow night, 4:00 is the big stream. And the subject is Roe. See you then.